At the club, you meet this gorgeous girl, you know her situation, she's got the 3-year-old.
She's done. She's just getting hit and that's it.
So you're banging her?
Yeah, for sure.
Personally, for me, I wouldn't want to get into something serious with a woman who has a kid. That's just no disrespect to single mothers. That's just in my life. That's just not something that I would want to take on. So it would have to be casual, and I would make that pretty clear up front.
You're saying that you wouldn't be with a single mother that's a millionaire?
It wouldn't be my first option, no.
You said a millionaire wouldn't want to be with a single mother that's a millionaire.
If he can go ahead and get a girl that doesn't have a child, he'll prefer that, yes. Men are very different than women, because when a guy comes into a woman's relationship, or a relationship with a woman and she has a child, he's going to be expected to take care of that child to a degree. You don't just get with that girl, you get with that girl and that child. And here's the other thing you got to remember. If we break up and I build a bond with that child, I now lose you and the child. And I can't have any type of parental rights to that child because it's your biological child, not mine. I'm a stepfather. So I lose you, the child, alimony, house, 50%. So it's an L for me. It's not worth the risk.
But I've found a selfish trait amongst most of them. There's not one single mom that I haven't dated who has not said something to the effect of, you know, what's important about you being around is I want my kid to see his or her mother being loved right. And I'm like, what do you want, fucking make out in front of the kid? He's already confused enough as it is. He's wondering, where's dad and who the fuck is this? That's all the kid is wondering. Any of us that had step parents and shit, most of us met our step parents like 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody's drunk and it's like, son, Jim is here because your father ain't shit. And it's like very confusing. So I really do take children and their youth and upbringing and innocence very serious. So really, I don't give a shit what the mom wants. I'm thinking in terms of like what's best for the kid that you have. I'll think for your kid before you do and think all this is going to bring him is confusion. You need to completely keep these worlds separate.
Single moms like myself a really bad rap, and they use men for resources and they put their children before their serious committed persons, whoever, if they're married or not, before their needs, like their spouse's needs, right? And I don't agree with that if it's a long-term serious thing. So I think that that's to be said for why probably a lot of you, and more reason you said, I don't want to raise two kids. But I will say, some men, no disrespect to y'all,
right,
are not cut out for that because it takes a very extremely high alpha man, I think, that would be willing to say, listen, I saw all of you grimace. I watched all your facial expressions. Hold on, let me finish momentarily. That will be willing to step in and raise someone else's son. That takes a very brave, bold man. And there are men out there in the world who will do it when they see the value of a woman that's serving them and saying, the men that I've met and that I've dated and that have proposed to me, they wanted to marry me and they wanted to be a stepfather to my son if I wanted that, right? Now, the thing about me that's different from most women is, even though I'm very masculine in how I'm speaking now, because I'm trying to make a point, I'm very feminine. And I let the man take the lead. And I don't try to say, my son and I are so cool, we're the best. No, I let a man be gracious to me because I'm feminine and I serve his needs. I make sure his sexual needs are served. I make sure that his tummy is full. And my son never goes without, trust me. He's been to 14, 15 countries already. Yeah. So I think so for me that was, he was very invested in my son, but I said, you know what? I'm waiting for that person who wants to build our own family too. He adopts my son and we have one together. And so that's what I'm doing. And so I'm right now choosing to give my son a beautiful life. He travels with me around the world. I run my business. He gets to go to my retreats, etc. And that's what I do. And so I know I'm rare, but I do think it's a huge missed opportunity that men are passing on really good single moms like myself because they feel some type of way about it. And like she said, that's your prerogative. But you're also missing the most feminine, nurturing woman on the planet, or that I've been told.
Not too long ago, around mid-February, one of my juniors approached me, seeking advice on what it was like to date a family man. He assumed since I was a single mom and date dads too often, I was the best person to advise on such a matter. To be honest, I was flattered by his sincerity and forwardness. But I was also embarrassed to learn my dating style is quite perceptible to other people. I tried to breach the subject as sensitive as I could because I could see this young man was already in love with a single mom, and he wasn't looking for advice to talk him out of it. It was more like he needed someone to give him a go signal. As much as I would like to leave out the bad, I couldn't. He needed to know what he was bargaining for to save him from the usual, had I known, we single moms are fed up with. I also wanted to save the single mom he was interested in from the headache of dating an immature man. As single parenting becomes more and more common, many stereotypes about single mothers have become increasingly inaccurate. Much of what people assume about the typical single mom is false or ridiculous. That's why I've collected these facts from men who have dated single mothers to help you understand what it's like to date one, whether you are suited for such a commitment or not.
I think the problem is that men look at that very differently than the women do. It's hard to get our perspectives to be aligned, right? So her perspective was very defensive. It wasn't, I made bad choices in life that brought me here. I'm grateful someone's given me a chance. It was, my kid's amazing. I'm amazing. You're lucky to be here. It was very hard to get on the perspective I had, which was, this is definitely not ideal. I'm going out of my comfort zone. I'm expecting quite a bit of appreciation on it. And they were like, I don't owe you anything.
Thanks, feminism.
Right? Am I right? And it was like, that was a bad.
Most men shy away from single moms. They think single moms are hot-headed and do not care for anyone else but their children, which is understandable. Because single mothers spend more time raising their child/children, some men assume they don't have time to date. Men who want a less structured life fear that single mothers may not be able to be spontaneous in the relationship. Time with romantic partners may require extra planning. If the children are not with her, spontaneity may be possible but not always predictable. But despite the increasing fear about dating single mothers, Plenty of Fish dating site has recorded that single moms are finding love online 10% more than the average user. While 56.97% are looking to find a partnership rather than financial support. Getting on with your love life as a single mother requires a different approach as opposed to when you were not a parent. She needs to accept this as a new chapter in her life and embrace it.
Have you ever dated a woman with children?
I have, but I was young. I was like 22. I had a cougar. She had some younger kids. How old is your son?
He's 11.
He's 11. And from my experience, I told myself I couldn't take a woman with children seriously.
Why?
The child's always gonna come first.
Yes.
The child's gonna always come first. I'm going to always need to put you first, but I come second. And technically, he's a 10-year-old boy who's going to get into his teenage years. He's going to be in a situation where you're not my dad, right? I'm not talking about an anecdotal experience. Your son may be a sweet child, but my experience, it just hasn't been the best.
Every relationship has a recipe for its success, and that of single moms aren't different. If she can make room for her partner and set boundaries for her ex, there's no reason she won't find love again. But before you decide to date a single mom, there are some truths you must have in mind. 1. Her kids will give you no space to become too attached to their mom. Kids are jealous little things, no doubt. When my daughter was little, I avoided dating, and when I did, I hardly brought them home. I didn't want to be put in a position where I would have to play favors or choose sides. So I try to keep my home just for my daughter, but outside, my date gets to have my time. Most single moms mix up their dating life with motherhood without making room for their partner, and that causes problems in the relationship. That's why men feel single moms show no affection except for their kids. When you're dating a single mom, be prepared to spend most of your date nights at her place, watching movies or tucking her kids to bed. Be prepared to share her bed with her kids. And be prepared to get canceled on at the last minute. If you are young and want to enjoy the feel of life, dating a single mom might be limiting for you. 2. Her ex will always be a baggage if she's carrying him around. The truth is exes become an issue if the woman allows it. My ex has never, and I have never been an issue for him. We both lived separately and respected each other's privacy after we broke up. I restricted myself to calling him at a certain time of the day when he got married. When he calls me, he makes it a habit to ask if the timing is okay for me to speak before we carry on with our conversation. I think single mothers should let their exes know their boundaries. Some of the single guys I have dated admitted they swore never to date a single mom before they met me. They had issues with their girlfriend's baby daddy that mitigated to other problems. So if you're crushing on a single mom, be sure you can handle her ex being in her life. If she's still in love with her ex, she will hold back. Most times, her ex will be threatened by any man in her life. Also, taking over his place as the kid's father can create issues between you, the kids, and their father. If you can handle all that, great. Welcome to the club. But if you think you can't deal with ex's drama, then don't bother dating a single mom. 3. Be ready to have a constructive life because she will be super dedicated to structure. All the processes that led to her becoming a single mother impact a woman's mind, heart, and overall lifestyle. Most independent mothers don't have the time or energy to waste on meaningless, directionless relationships. Single moms don't have time for games because they already have too much on their plate. Her work is already cut out for her. Dealing with human beings, especially kids, is a demanding job. If she's a good mom, you can bet she has good human relationship skills. Her life is all about doing the right things. She keeps a routine to make sure her day goes accordingly. She keeps her life clean and disciplined, which is a turn-on for most men. But if you're a guy who does keep a structured life, you might find it boring dating a single mom. Most single moms are looking for a partner who maintains a disciplined life. So if you are not that person, it will be better if you jump this ship. 4. Don't even assume you can keep anything from her. Single mothers watch you like a hawk. At the early stage of the relationship, any move you make will be met with suspicion. She will want to know why you are the way you are, what you are thinking at any point, and if you are not thinking at all, she would want to know why. Some people might think single moms do this because of their insecurities, but it's not. I do it all the time in new relationships, and I have realized it's not because I'm secure. We get annoyingly curious because we are looking for every evidence to prove the person is right for us. If there is any chance they hold a reservation about themselves, we will know. If they feel ignored or fake appearance to be with us, we can spot their lies. Single moms are very articulate in reading their partner. If you can handle being their next project, good luck. 5. She won't be easily enticed by materialistic charms. One thing I love about single moms is that we will always put our children before our personal desires. I have turned down dates from wealthy and influential men whom I perceived would be a danger to my daughter. Single moms work hard to provide their children with everything they need. They can also seek help from their ex, both financially and otherwise. Some even date because they need someone to help offset their bills. However, she will not sacrifice her child's security to solve her financial problems. You can give her all the luxury in the world, cars, houses, jewelry, etc. If she senses any sign of your dishonesty that will be a danger to her and her child, you can bet she won't fall for your charms. They are more interested in finding a father figure for their child than your big pocket. Even when she has taken a liking to the man, knowing that they don't fit into her kid's life makes it easy to eliminate them and move on. 6. She's emotionally mature and confident. Getting through a single mom is easier than getting a single woman without kids to be open about their feelings because single moms usually have nothing to hide or be ashamed of. They endure the shame of being a single mom at the early stages of the pregnancy, however, that shame brings out their courage to face any situation. That is why most single mothers grow to be resilient after childbirth. I never thought childbirth could change a person so much until I found myself in that world. Single moms carry a quiet confidence about who they are because they've been through the fire longer than most people their age. They know what they want in a partner, and they are not afraid to express how they feel. People change when the baby comes, including men, and sometimes marriages don't recover. Having kids can make dating more complicated, but it's not all pain and sadness. Although being a mom changes every area of a woman's dating life and who they choose to spend time with, it's a great experience. And dating a single mom is actually thrilling once she gets the hang of it.
That's it for today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more relationship tips like this one. Also, share this video with your friends and family to support our channel. Thank you for watching.